Next to me, we've got the brand new 2026 Chevy Trax. And if you're like us, you bought this car in the 2RS model and you found out that you don't like the speakers. So today we're gonna give you a step-by-step guide on how to replace your stock factory speakers on the 2026 Chevy Trax. Once you pull the hood release latch, go to the front of your emblem, look for a yellow tab. You're going to slide that over to the right and should release your hood. Once you've got the hood up, go ahead and pop it with the connecting rod that is attached right here in your engine bay with this yellow clip. Once you've done that, the most important part of the installation process is going to be finding your battery terminal, which is indicated by this red slider, 2026 in the Chevy Trax. If you're new to the Chevy Trax Club, you can expect to get a 3-cylinder with 136 horsepower. Now that we have the negative terminal removed from the vehicle, you should be good to work on anything electrical. And one way that I like to check to make sure that I've done it correctly is actually hitting the locking and unlocking mechs on the key fob to be 100% certain that there is no power running to the vehicle. Now, I know a lot of the old heads might tell you that, well, you're working on the speakers, there's really not that much voltage load that you're dealing with, so 9 times out of 10 you're safe, but don't take the chance. Just keep your electrical system nice and uncompromised. One of the things I want to share here is what the stock speaker looks like in your 2RS. As you can see, this is a pretty bare bones construction. You get a really flimsy cone with these stock speakers here. They don't sound good. They lack a lot of depth and are really just a flat sounding speaker. We went ahead and got the Kenwood KFCs, and these are gonna work pretty well with your stock radio. Even though you're not amplifying these, you're still gonna get a pretty noticeable sound difference between just the stock speakers that Chevy's putting in these 2026. The Kenwood is a 2-way speaker, which means that your tweeter is going to be connected directly to your speaker. Here's our Kenwood speaker that we upgraded to. It's already installed in our driver's side door, and there is a pretty noticeable sound difference. There's going to be a little bit more richness, a little bit more quality and depth. Overall, as far as loudness is concerned, don't expect to be blown out of the ballpark because you're not amplifying these speakers. In other words, the only thing that's going to change is your overall sound quality and not your volume. If you've got extra money to spend, you can go with a 3-way speaker or a split tweeter system. Before we get started on this teardown, I'm going to show you the difference between the stock speakers and our upgraded Kenwood speakers so you can hear the difference of what you can expect whenever you upgrade. Here's the difference between our driver's side door with the upgraded Kenwood speaker and the stock factory Chevrolet speaker in the passenger side door.
I was dying in the dark. I was hurting in the night. I've been too wasted going straight on my knees in the night. Knees in the night. In the night. In the
Starting with your interior door panel, there's really starting with the interior door panel, there are 2 tools that you can use if you have a really small screwdriver or if you have a pick from a interior door disassembly set. Me personally, I like the mini screwdriver that I found because it seems that it actually fits into some of these crevices a little bit better than these removal sets. So starting with our passenger side door handle, it's going to gently lift on the receptacle and it should come free with very minimal force. Me taking our size 7 socket, and this should come off pretty quickly. I think like 2 threads. Yeah. In fact, there's so few threads on here, you don't even really need to use a ratchet. Once you get that first revolution in, pretty much comes out almost instantly. Once you get to the door handle area, that is where the mini screwdriver is going to be your best friend, because the trim toolkit that I have, everything else is too big to be able to fit in here. And so what you're gonna do on the upper right hand corner of these, there's gonna be a small slot that you can put the screwdriver into. And the whole idea of this is being able to disassemble it without damaging anything. And just like that, a quick pop and your receptacle is out. Going back in again with a 7mm deep socket and an extension. And again, just a couple of turns should loosen this right up. Bam. Cool. As far as disassembly is concerned, those are pretty much the only fasteners you're going to be taking out on this car. You'll want to have some sort of pry tool on hand to be able to get into your upper trim piece. Me personally, I like starting here first before messing with the door. Just takes less things out of the way that can be damaged. Again, just a thin pry tool to get in up on this top area, and should give you access, maybe. All right. Factory setting isn't coming out. All right, driver's side was easy. Okay, so you have an extra tab here at the bottom, but if you're standing up, a lot easier to do. I am sitting down for this demo. In my opinion, this is gonna be the hardest part of the disassembly of your door, but one thing that I've noted since I've started this is starting on the lower frame towards the front of the engine bay is going to be the easiest part to get access to everything. This just lifts right up. There we go. All right. Once you have the panel assembly off, I like starting with the door handle. Just kidding. All right. So you should be able to pop this clip off, which gives you access take out your handle lever. And I actually like working on the passenger side because a little bit more accessible. The other reason that I would take off the handle portion first is because it's going to give you the clearance and access to get into the other clips in the panel. Right here, you're going to slide the clip down. You're going to press on this white tab, which should release this. Let's see. Nice. money. For less than $100, we've overhauled this sound system. There's a complete night and day difference between the audio quality that we're getting, and this is just off of the stock head unit that Chevy has provided. I've got to give it to Chevy on this one. The 2026 Trax is a really, really awesome value vehicle. It's not super expensive. You don't get a whole lot of crazy luxuries, but it's got it where it counts. I definitely love this thing, and I'm so happy that we picked one up.